Hey guys, and welcome to my channel. My name is Yaros, and here I talk about everything related to personal finance. And today I want to talk a bit about an internship that I did back when I was at university. It's called Southwestern Advantage. And no, I'm not talking about the Southwest Airlines. I'm talking about the book selling program where people go around through their summers, usually students in their summers, going around knocking door to door to homes in America. And now, a disclaimer, I have done this program for 2 summers, but this was already a really long time ago. It was about 8 years ago. So I have no commitment or pressure to talk about the company in an extremely positive light or in an extremely negative light. I'm just here to share my personal experience, so let's get into it. And today I would like to talk a little bit about the controversy related to this program. Because if you go online and you type in Southwestern Advantage, you will come across a huge number of really positive reviews talking about this company in a really positive light, but you will also come across some quite a bunch of negative reviews, and even reviews that go as far as calling this program a complete scam. So this video today is about this controversy and why I believe this is the case and why this happens. But if you would like to also watch another video where I talk about my personal experience selling for 2 summers with Southwestern Advantage, then check a link in the description and card above. Now, I really think it all comes down to 3 main reasons why there is this controversy and why it happens that some people end up calling this program a scam. So the first reason is simply related to how a student, a typical student who decides to do Southwestern Advantage, comes across this program. And it's usually in one of few ways. You either come across somebody outside in your campus, at your university campus, and Southwestern alumni, and they kind of approach you and they're like, hey, have you considered what you're going to be doing for the summer? There's this great internship, blah, blah, blah. Or maybe you come across a flyer posted somewhere at your university library, or maybe even before the lecture, one of the lectures you attend to, before the lecture, a Southwestern alumni comes and makes a speech to the whole lecture theater. And usually it's the same kind of information. They mentioned that, you know, it's a great internship where you get to go to a different state or to a different country, in my case, to spend your summer working with an educational program where you're going to be living with a host family. You're going to be meeting a lot of families throughout the summer, promoting the Southwestern Advantage program, and you're going to make somewhere around, on average, $8,000 for the summer. And that's usually the information that's given to get people hooked, and then they go to a meeting, and in that meeting they go a bit more into the details of what you're going to do. It's always very much focused around the benefits and the skills and the things that you're going to gain and learn from this experience. So it's very much focused about your transferable skills. They show you a lot of CVs and how great the CV looks from someone that did this. And it's very much oriented like this about the benefits and the cultural experience and the transferable qualities and character that you're going to build. But the fact that this is like a door-to-door sales program in the States isn't like mentioned that clearly. They mentioned that it's direct sales, and me at my first year of university, I was like, direct sales? Poof, I have no idea what that meant. so like the fact that, you know, the fact that this is a door-to-door sales program isn't that clearly mentioned. And that's where the kind of some of the more skeptical and more careful students who first hear about this program, they're like, okay, that sounds a bit dodgy, and then they go to the meeting where slowly they start realizing that this is actually a door-to-door sales program, and they're going to be like, whoa, no way, this is no way I'm signing up for this sounds like a horrible scam. I'm going to write online and post and say that I almost got signed into this crazy scheme. And so this discrepancy between the message and the fact that it's a door-to-door sales program not being mentioned as the first thing is why I think a lot of the more kind of careful and concerned and cynical students end up saying like, okay, this is a scam. And let me be really clear, I don't think it's bad at all that the company does it this way, because think about it, what student is gonna jump upon the opportunity to go and do an incredibly difficult door-to-door sales program where they're gonna be working 6 days a week, like 14 hours a day, waking up at 6 in the morning, working all the way till 10 p.m., and being guaranteed absolutely nothing, just what they themselves managed to sell. Like, who's gonna jump upon that train? Instead, a much better way to present this program is as a fantastic cultural experience where you get to travel to a different state or a different country, where you get to meet an incredible amount of people and help families with their kids, with their education by selling the Southwestern Advantage program, and in the process building an incredible amount of transferable skills and building up your character, which will help you increase your chances for pretty much whatever you do the rest of your life. That sounds a lot better, and let me be really clear that both of these descriptions of the company and of the internship are completely true. They're both completely true. Southwestern Advantage, I truly believe, is the best thing that a young person can do with their summer if they want to increase their transferable skills for the future. There's nothing else that they can do with their summer, a better job that they can take that will look better on a person's CV than the Southwestern Advantage program. But at the same time, it is by far the hardest thing that any young person can choose to do over their summer. I've done this program 8 years ago, and there is almost nothing that comes close to being as hard as it was selling books door to door and doing this program. The only thing that comes remotely close is being a stay-at-home dad. For anybody who went through that, they know what I'm talking about. It's pretty crazy, and this is harder, in my opinion, than that. And this leads me into the second reason why I think that some people end up talking negatively about this company, and it is simply that it is incredibly difficult. As mentioned, it is the hardest thing that anyone can choose to do over the summer, and simply, and quite frankly, not everyone has what it takes to do this program and to be successful in it. Some people are just way too shy, too introverted, too cynical, too lazy, or don't really have an emotional reason to do this program to last the whole 3 months of selling the books door to door. And don't get me wrong, there are plenty of introverted people that did this program and have grown immensely in their character. Absolutely. It doesn't mean you can't do it if you're introverted, not at all. But there are some people that just don't make it and they quit halfway. And believe me, if you quit halfway, and if you've put in all the effort into the program, and maybe if you're from abroad like myself, you actually paid for flights and visas and borrowed money from your parents to do this program, and if you quit halfway, you're mainly gonna remember the negative. You're not really gonna remember oh, this was a great skills building experience. You're gonna completely 100% remember all the crazy working hours, all the early wake-ups, all the time that you had to run around from door to door being rejected and having doors slammed in your face. That's what you're gonna remember. And at that point, you're gonna go online, you're gonna be like, this was the worst experience ever, this is a scam. And the final and third reason why I think some people end up, again, having a negative experience, and this actually comes more from the parents on whose door one of these students ends up knocking, not from the students themselves, and it's all about this sales process. What happens is, as a student, if you get recruited into this program, before you're, thrown into the wild to go sell books door to door, you actually spend a whole week at the company's headquarters at what's called sales school. And this is a week-long intensive sales course, basically, where they teach you everything you need to know to be successful in this program. They teach you the schedule that you should follow, the products and how they work, how you should present them to the family, and it's also where you learn, or more like you perfect your sales talk. Now, the sales talk is extremely important. And typically, a student doesn't have just this 1 week to learn a sales talk. It's a pretty big piece of text. But usually, you start learning your sales talk way before you even arrive to sales school. So you usually learn it back at home when you get recruited for the program. And that can be anywhere from a year before you actually go to start your sales program. Or it could be, in some cases, in my case, I think it was 4 or 5 months before the actual start of the program. And that's when I got recruited, that's when I started to learn the sales talk. Now, the sales talk is extremely important because it's designed to do two things. First of all, it's designed to actually get you sales. It's the sales talk. But second is it's also designed to be presented in such a way to the families that they know what you're doing. That they know what you're doing, they know who you are, they know that you're not from the local schools, they know that you're selling this product independently, and the families actually get a sense for what you're doing and have the opportunity to tell you no if they don't want it. And the sales talk works. It works like magic. It works perfectly well. If you follow it, then many families who don't want it, they end up not wanting it, and those who like it and they want it, they end up buying it from you. You're super happy and you continue your day. But guess what? Not everyone learns their sales talk to the letter, and that's a problem. Some people, maybe they join completely last minute and they don't have the time. Others, most likely, they just simply don't put the effort because they don't realize how important it is. But what happens if you end up not learning the sales tool correctly, or if you end up mixing the parts or skipping some sections? What happens is that it leads to misunderstandings, and misunderstandings lead to angry parents. It can, for example, lead to you seeming to be way too pushy. If you skip a section called building rapport, where you actually do your best to make the family that you visited feel at ease and comfortable. So let's say you skip that, and then the family's like thinking, whoa, who's this guy? This is so pushy. He just came in our door. He's selling us something straight away. Or it may lead to the family thinking that you're actually from the local school because you decided to skip the section about how you're an independent contractor. And guess what? The family then takes the phone after you leave. They call the school and they realize that no, the school didn't send them anybody. And they're like, oh wow, this is a scam. Or maybe even in the worst case, which I've also heard happen, that somebody just simply forgot to mention that they're not only selling them physical books, but they're actually also signing them up for a monthly subscription for their website and all the online games and all the online educational stuff. And then guess what the family is gonna do when next month comes up and they look at their bills and they see a $19.99 payment going out of their checking account for Southwestern Advantage, and they didn't expect it. And guess what? They're gonna go online and say, this is a complete scam. So no, the answer to the original question is completely no. Southwestern Advantage is not a scam. It is a completely legit company that designs a great product that, if used, really does help with kids in school with their education. It's a completely legit company that offers this product, and it's designed in such a way so that these students, us, we get to make something and experience something really challenging to help us prepare for the real world in the future and help us build our character and transferable skills in the process. The only thing that is good to know if you're a student considering doing this program is that it is extremely challenging. It's gonna push you to your limits, and that's an amazing thing, because when you transcend your limits, that's when you actually grow. And if you're a parent on whose doors one of these students knocked and you sit down with them and you like the product, then go ahead and pick it up. It's an amazing product that if you're gonna use with the kids, it's really gonna be a great learning tool. And if you don't like it, and if you don't want it, give the guys a cookie, tell them, hey, I don't think this is for us, and send them on their way home, and they will be completely fine as well. Having said that, thank you so much for watching. I hope that this video explains a little bit about the controversy about Southwestern Advantage and why it happens that some people end up leaving negative reviews about it. And if you want to watch a video where I talk about my own experience selling books door to door with this company, I've actually done 2 summers with Southwestern Advantage, and I actually made $9,000 in my first year and then $24,000 in my second year. Then I'll be leaving a link in the description or in the card above. Apart from that, thank you so much for watching. Have an amazing day, and I'll see you in the next one.